Today I'd like to give you a little bit of a demonstration of how to blow a duck and a goose call. First we're going to start with the duck call. Single reed duck call. First thing you want to do is I'm going to lay this out in scenarios for you so you understand a little bit better when to use them and how to make the noises in that situation. First thing I want to give you is like a scenario of ducks off in the distance. Some people will blow a hail call. I use more of a greeting call and get a little bit louder with it and then bring it back into play down into the ducky noises when they get a little closer. So we'll do the ducks in a distance and give them a greeting call. The greeting call is simply 5 notes. The last 2 are a little shorter than the first 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a quack using the word goot or hoot or doot. I've had it taught to me the best doing goot, and that's what I learned with. So I'm going to show you what that sounds like. Goot. Sharp at the end of the note. Okay, now to do the greeting call, you want to make 5 notes. The last 2 a little shorter than the first 3. And I'm going to do that for you. Five notes, last 2 a little bit shorter. 2 or 3 times blowing that sequence like I did should bring the ducks over to check out your decoys. Remember, you have to give them enough volume so that the ducks hear you. If they are off in a distance, give them a little bit louder. But do remember, once ducks get in close, blowing when they're head on to you will only scare them away. You want to blow when they're when you're looking at their sides or their backs is when you want to give them some calling techniques. But the first thing you want to do is start with that greeting call. Then the second things should bring the ducks into the decoys or around your spread, checking it out. The favorite thing I like to do in this situation would be 1 quack, which is goot, and then follow up with 3 or 4 short clucks. The clucks are made with saying the sound of K into the call. So I'm going to demonstrate this for you. I'm going to give you that's the sound of the K. I'm going to put a quack and 3 or 4 short clucks. You do that once or twice in a sequence when they're closer, and this should pretty well put the ducks down on the water, hopefully. If it don't, you can give them some single quacks, just an individual single quack by saying goot. Then you can follow up, maybe mix in a little bit of a feed chuckle. And the feed chuckle is produced by saying kitty, ticka, or goody. And I learned with goody, and I'll show you how on the call it sounds when you just say the word goody. Now what you want to do is get faster and close together, and this takes a lot of practice. If you're sitting at home at night, practice with it because it takes a lot of practice. And I'm going to show you what the feed chuckle sounds like. And that's just goody 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 goody. And that is the feed chuckle. You mix that in with some quacks, some 3 or 4 clucks. That should be your close-in calling. And that'd just be a little scenario of all of them together. But a lot of times I do them separate. You'll do your cluck with your quacks, and you'll do your feed chuckle mixed in on occasion, but you don't want to get real aggressive with the ducks. Unless they're not responding to you, then you might want to get a little more aggressive and try your luck. If this don't work, guys, when you're getting decoys, ducks in your decoys here, and they're not landing, and for some reason you've spooked them or they flared and they're gone, you've got only 1 chance left. You just as well blow a pleater call at them. And your pleater call is actually 7 to 9 notes, and you just get a little faster at the end your greeting call gets lower at the end. You go down at the end of your 5 notes or 6 notes, and the pleater call just gets faster at the end. I'm going to demonstrate a pleater call for you. And I usually use 7 to 10 notes. I don't really do a lot of counting. I just do what sounds good and works out for me. A lot of people like the 7, a lot of them like 9 or 10. I think that when you use this pleater call, it's your last chance to really give the ducks a chance to come back at you, to try to work them. And if they do turn, start in again on them with the greeting call. And remember, about medium volume on that would be probably about plenty, because they're not going to be real far off in the distance, hopefully, when they turn back. The next thing we're going to do is go into the goose call. And the goose call is a long reed goose call. And I'm going to start with the greeting call of the goose. And that would be actually by using the words who wit. More emphasis on the wit is the way I learned this. There's several different words you can use to do it, but I've always liked the who wit. That gives you the low who wit, and then when you do the wit, and I'm going to do it backwards on the call so you can hear that when you say the wit, you can really hear that T. You can really hear that T. So I'm going to give that to you one more time. Who it? Okay, next, when you get the geese to looking at you, a lot of people use a cluck or a bark. I've heard it called both. And what this is you want to use the word wit. More emphasis on the T. So when you're doing wit, you want to put more emphasis on the T. That gives you the low grunt with the high volume honk. Then we're going to move on to the comeback call. If your clucks don't get them in and don't work them down for you, then you want to give them a comeback. And that is done by saying to-wah, is the way I learned it. You're putting more emphasis on the to and not on the wah. So you're going to honk and then grunt. And I'm going to demonstrate that for you. And that puts it to where they will come back. That's a comeback call for the goose. And then if they come back, hit them with some more clucks. This basically is the things you want to take with you on the goose call. I'd practice those. They're very effective. And you should have a lot of fun with it. I just hope that you have a lot of fun with our custom calls. We make them out of 4 different hardwoods: oak, walnut, cherry, and maple. We seal them up with a waterproof finish so that the soundboards will never lose their sound for you. We also sell replacement reeds and cork sets. Also, I wanted to show you the custom lanyards we braid. The custom lanyards are featured, and we have such an awesome fit. We were using lanyards, and we'd find out that the lanyards we would use, some people would have their calls hanging way down, some would have them way too high. We've built kind of an average lanyard, and we've put awesome little sliding buttons on them. And what you can do is adjust that to fit each person. You just slide it up and down the lanyard, and it drops the call or raises the call. And you can put it to any height you want and be right there by your mouth without really stretching your lanyard out or anything like that. Because when you get a lot of duck bands on here and so forth, you're going to have a lot of weight there and a lot of jingle, and your lanyard stays laying flat with this lanyard, and your call comes right to your mouth, just right there. We also put a little D loop on the bottom for a whistle, dog whistle, and I think if you really try one of these, you're going to find out it fits you very well. You can make it fit just perfect to you, and I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. And you can surely, once you get it adjusted, you can go ahead and stick on your your duck bands and so forth around the buttons, because once you get it fit to yourself, it's where it needs to be. I just want to conclude, folks, that Curtis Custom Calls is a product of Wagler Woodcrafts. Go ahead and check out our awesome line of turkey mounts, deer mounts. They're great. They're a great way to show off your trophy. We know how hard you work for them, and we're bringing products to you that help you display them in your home or in your game room. Check them out. I'm sure you'll love them as much as you love our custom calls. Again, I want to thank you for your purchase of a Curtis Custom Call. We really do appreciate it, and I hope you have a great season and have as much fun in your blind as we will, and hope to see you on the water. Thanks again. Hi guys, I just wanted to show you real quick our deer mount. One style we have is the trophy cup. It's trophy cup design with the glass memorabilia case. Very, very nice. Throw your shotgun shell, the bullet, some vines, your deer tag, your taxidermist information, just whatever memorabilia you collect from your hunt. You can display in there really nicely. This happens to be my first gun deer ever. It's a 10-point. I'm very proud of it, and I wanted to display it in my family room. And I kind of wanted to show you guys the trophy cup style with the glass case. This model here, guys, is our arrowhead style. It's got the scalloped edges. It's got the glass case again. They come in various models. You can get them with picture frames on both styles. You can get them with a gun or a bow rack, or with the glass case. This one here has a glass case. This is my first bow deer ever. I was young and proud again, and I had to mount it. And I took the arrow and shortened up the shaft and kept the broadhead and the fletching and the knock, and just shortened up the shaft. It's got the tag in there and some green vinery. Makes them look very attractive. I get a lot of compliments from them. Guys, this one here is my trophy cup style. It has a bow rack. A very nice way to display your bow. We get a lot of guys that use them. Just a unique bow rack, and you get their deer mount along with it. This one here happens to be my 9-pointer. Very proud of that one as well. Guys, these here are one of our turkey mounts. This one here displays the tail feathers, as you can see. It displays the shotgun shell that it was shot with. It's got the beard in the shotgun shell, and it displays the spurs. Very attractive, very, very nice way to put everything together. There's nothing left out. I think you'll really appreciate it.